Hello and welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all doing well. A year has passed, a lot has changed, but this excitement for deseeding the peas from the pods hasn't. How is 2025 treating you all so far? I was quite busy in the initial few weeks of this year. There are days I was being super productive as well as super lazy. So to avoid burnout, I took short break from uploading to refuel my body. And we all can agree that taking a short break can make us resume our routine with new energy. And in today's video, I have shared how I stocked some of the seasonal produce in my pantry and fridge. And I have also put my dehydrator into proper use by preparing homemade seasoning powder. And I made some healthy desserts and condiments. But before diving in, let me quickly talk about this product from Indus Valley. Recently, I got this tri-ply stainless steel turbo cook casserole. And I tried two of my favorite recipes in this pot. First, I cooked vegetable kurma, which goes well with almost everything. I sauteed the vegetables in 1 teaspoon of coconut oil, starting from potatoes, blanched cauliflower florets, and peas one after the other. Once they are all done, I transferred it into a bowl. Next, I am going to prepare the base paste for the kurma. To make the paste, first I started by sauteing the above whole spices in 1 spoon of coconut oil, followed by adding finely chopped onion and garlic. Once the onion and garlic turns to golden brown color, I added roughly chopped tomatoes and few cashews. Then I added green chilies for spiciness and mint leaves for flavor. I kept sauteing until the tomatoes turned soft and mushy. Once it's done, I transferred it into a mixer grinder along with coconut and grind it into a smooth paste. Then to the same pan I added 1 tablespoon of oil, bay leaf, cinnamon followed by ground paste. Adjusted the consistency by adding some water and then the sauteed veggies. Once the oil starts to form on the top, I switched off the flame. This turbo cookware casserole can also be used as a servingware after cooking in it. The tri-ply body of this pot not only accelerated the speed of the cooking but also made the whole process enjoyable. Next I tried chicken biryani in Ambur style. I started by adding half cup of groundnut oil and 1 tablespoon of curd to it. I believe it is said that the curd removes the impurities from the oil. Then I added the whole spices followed by a handful of onion, and once the onion is fried until golden brown, I added the ginger garlic paste. After the raw smell goes away, I added the finely chopped coriander and mint leaves. Then goes the star of the dish, chicken. I've taken 600 grams. I gently sauteed it for 8 minutes. Then I added the finely sliced onion and tomatoes. After mixing it thoroughly, I added the salt to taste and ground chili paste for spiciness. I made this chili paste by soaking 15 dried red chilies in hot water and then I ground it to a smooth paste. You can decrease or increase the number of chilies according to your spice level. Then I added 1 cup of curd, I mixed it well and closed the turbo cook casserole and let it cook for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes I added 80% cooked Siraga Samba rice. For 600 grams of chicken I have taken 400 grams of rice. At last I sprinkled some chopped mint leaves and squeezed half a lemon for tanginess. I closed and cooked this for another 10 minutes. The best part of cooking dum biryani in this turbo cook pot is it doesn't need foil paper to trap the steam as it comes with a heavy lid. Plus we need not worry about the burning of biryani in the bottom as it comes with a tri-ply body. I let it rest for 20 minutes before mixing the chicken dum masala and rice together. To make your cooking easy and hassle-free, you can get this tri-ply turbo cookpot at 40% discount plus extra 12% off using the coupon code JNS24 link given in the description box. Now coming back to the video. Every year after Pongal festival, I will prepare turmeric powder from fresh turmeric rhizomes. These rhizomes will be available in the market from Jan to March. I washed the rhizomes to remove all the dirt present in it. Then I transferred it into a pan, filled it with water and boiled for exactly 10 minutes. Boiling them will maximize the curcumin content, which has numerous health benefits. Before slicing them, I'll drain all the water completely and let it dry. Then instead of using wooden board, I'm using stainless steel cutting board to avoid the turmeric stain. I cut them as thinly as possible for easy drying. We need not worry about removing the turmeric skin as it doesn't have any negative effects on our body unlike ginger peels. Then I spread them on large plates without any overlapping. After 2 days of air drying, the turmeric slices will shrink a little and become small, but not completely dry. Then I'll use my dehydrators to speed up the drying process. Since I don't get enough sunlight in my apartment, this dehydrator comes to rescue. I set the temperature for 40 degrees Celsius for 10 hours. After 10 hours, the turmeric slices are completely dry. On breaking, it should crack like this. Then I use my mixer grinder to grind it into a fine powder. To get a finer consistency, I am sifting the powder using a sieve. I am repeating this process again and again until everything is ground into a smooth powder. Then I transfer the powder into an airtight container. I will repeat this process once again with another 500 grams of rhizome, so that it will last a year for me until next season. Approximately we will be getting 40 grams of turmeric powder from 250 grams of rhizomes. Every year starting, I stock my freezer with strawberries and blueberries as they will be available for a cheaper price since they are in season. We enjoy them with pancakes, oats, cakes, milkshakes, and the list goes on. I just make sure that I enjoy as many fresh berries as possible, and at the same time I'll start to stock up them in my freezer. It's very important to wash the strawberries before consuming them, as they are more likely to absorb pesticides since they have very thin skin. I either soak them in salt water for 10 minutes or wash them using baking soda. After 10 minutes, I'll remove its top green part and let them dry. At this stage, I will also look for any damages or blemishes. I'll discard the damaged part and consume the blemished part immediately. Once they are nice and dry, I'll arrange all of them in a stainless steel tiffin box and I'll let it in freezer for 4 to 6 hours until they become hard and solid. Then I'll transfer them into a silicone ziploc bag. This method is called flash freezing and it prevents the berries from sticking together. So whenever I need them for my recipe, I can take them out easily without tearing them apart. In the same way, I store the blueberries as well. These space-saving silicone bags are great for storing seasonal produce in my small freezer. I've also kept some stock of peas. This will last for 2 to 3 months for me. Have been wanting to do this since I got my dehydrator, but I was waiting for the strawberry season. I thinly sliced a few strawberries, patted them dry. Then I arranged them on the dehydrator. Along with this, I also decided to dehydrate some methi leaves. Oftentimes, half of the kasuri methi pack that I bought from the store ends up spoiling before I finish it. So making a very small quantity in my home is quite practical for me. Once they are done, I'll store them in an airtight container. I'll add them to my chapati, puri and gravies. It adds a nice flavor and also adds nutritional value to our meal. Next, coming to the dehydrated strawberry slices. I'll store these in the fridge for 6 months. This can be added as toppings to any dessert. Next, I'm going to try this healthy homemade chocolate compound bar. To make this, I have taken the above ingredients. Instead of coconut oil, you can also use any kind of nut butter to make it even more healthy. Using double boiler method, I am mixing all the ingredients together. Once the coconut oil is melted, it becomes smooth and silky. Then I poured it into a container lined with parchment paper. In the middle layer, I am adding some dehydrated strawberries. And in the top, I am adding some more dehydrated strawberries and varieties of seeds. I'll set them in chiller for few hours. If we have cravings for sweet after meals, this is a great option. My son loves yogurt that comes in a small tub in different flavors. And in the market, 100 grams of yogurt price ranges from 30 to 40 rupees. But if we get a 500 ml curd, we can make 3 yogurt tub, which is very cheap. For this, first I started by making hung curd. Once it's ready, the yogurt has to be grinded with any fruits of our choice. First, I've taken blueberries. I'll transfer this mixture into a container and top it with some chia seeds and some more blueberries. Homemade blueberry yogurt is ready. In the same way, we can also make strawberry yogurt. But before having them, I'll keep it in the chiller for another 1 hour for setting. In this season, we can spot these red carrots in the markets and I call them Delhi carrots. They are great for making halwas as they are usually sweeter than the usual orange carrots. But today with this I am going to make 3 ingredients carrot jam in my soup maker. First I have chopped the carrots into small pieces like this, and for the sweetener I have taken jaggery. Then I added the chopped carrots, jaggery, and for the pectin I have squeezed 1 lemon and filled it with water till minimum level. Then I chose the compote mode, then pressed the on button. In less than 20 minutes the jam is ready. Once cooled down, I transferred it into a clean airtight container. This can be stored in the fridge up to a month. I tried jam-filled cookies with this and it turned out super delicious. I've already tried Thumbprint cookies a few times before. I followed the same recipe but used almond meal instead of oats flour. I always prefer roasting red chillies before storing them on counter. I believe this will keep the bugs away. Irony is, many use dried red chillies as a bug repellent, but I couldn't save mine from the bugs in this Bangalore climate. After roasting them for 2 to 3 minutes in medium-low flame, it will become slightly crunchy. Once it's cooled down, I'll transfer it into a ceramic container. Then I removed the stalk of few red chillies and ground it coarsely. Homemade chili flakes are ready and no need to buy them. I always add them in my pasta, noodles, sometimes even in fried rice. Next I'll be making chili oil. To make this, I've taken the above ingredients in a container. Then I heated half a cup of groundnut oil in a small saucepan till its temperature reaches 375 Fahrenheit. I used this foot thermometer to monitor the temperature. Then I carefully poured the hot oil into this mixture little by little so that the oil doesn't overflow from sizzling. I never knew that the homemade chili oil can be this easy and it can be stored in the fridge up to 6 months. I like to add them in my eggs, noodles, salads, raita and whatnot. Next I'll be making an all-purpose seasoning. This is actually a dried blend of garlic, onion, herbs, chili flakes and pepper powder. First I started by slicing garlic very thinly. Here I have used 3 bulbs. One small tip, stainless steel can remove garlic smell from our hands. So I rubbed my hands on this cup under water. Then I'm going to use my dehydrator to dry the garlic. To make onion powder, I'm also going to dehydrate some onions. I have taken 4 numbers, sliced them thinly and arranged them on dehydrated trays. If your home is blessed with very good sunlight, you can also sun dry them. But nothing is going to stop me since I have my dehydrator. I run the machine for 8 hours at 45 degrees Celsius temperature. Sliced garlic and onions are super dry and brittle and are ready to be powdered. Next, I am going to prepare dried herb mix. For this, I have taken thyme, rosemary and parsley. All these herbs costed me 50 rupees in total. After washing them, I dried them thoroughly by spreading them on a towel. Once they are completely dry, I started spreading them on the dehydrating trays. For the parsley, I removed the leaves from the stalk. But for the rosemary and thyme, I kept along with the stalk. I dehydrated for 5 hours at 40 degrees Celsius. Once it's done, I removed the leaf from the stalk. For the all-purpose seasoning mix, I have combined all the above ingredients together. This season can be used for seasoning the pasta, pizza, fries, roasted veggies, soups and salads. And yes, we can say goodbye to the store-bought seasoning mix with this blend. I had few extra dried parsley leaves and made dried parsley powder as well. Making a cafe style dinner for Valentine's Day has become a tradition to me for the past 3 years. Likewise, for this year I made mushroom tomato spaghetti, roasted cauliflower and a foolproof chocolate cake. First I started by slicing mushrooms and cherry tomatoes for the spaghetti. Then I pureed one jam tomato and kept it aside. And I'm using my turbo cook casserole to prepare spaghetti. First I melted some butter. Then I tossed the mushrooms and sauteed until brown. I used this trick to measure the spaghetti sufficient for one person. How much spaghetti I am able to hold in between my fist is sufficient for one serving. Then I added some onions. I used dehydrated here. You can also use fresh one. Then I added the tomato puree. Then I added salt to taste and 2 large spoons of all-purpose seasoning mix that I made earlier. Next, toss the cherry tomatoes. Sauteed until mushy and I added 600 grams of water. I've taken spaghetti 400 grams, so for 400 grams, 600 grams of water has to be added. I'm going to cook this exactly for 15 minutes. Usually spaghetti will be cooked in a large pot of water separately and the sauce will be made separately. Finally, both will be mixed together. But here both are cooked together by saving time and energy. Spaghetti will work through the sauce. If extra water is needed, we can add some more. In between, I'll keep checking by slightly stirring to make sure that the sauce and spaghetti didn't stick to the bottom. Exactly after 15 minutes, the spaghetti is done. Next, I'm going to roast some cauliflower in air fryer. So I start by preparing a batter to coat the cauliflower with. Here I've used blanched cauliflower. I roasted them in a preheated air fryer for 10 minutes by tossing them upside down halfway in French fries mode. For tzatziki, that is yogurt dip, I've taken some hung curd, shredded cucumber, garlic and half a lemon juice. After mixing it well, I spread it on a plate and drizzled some chili oil and placed all the roasted cauliflower on it. Roasted cauliflower with tzatziki is ready. I hope I'm not butchering the pronunciation. Then for the chocolate cake, I have taken the above ingredients. I have taken the wet and dry ingredients separately. After mixing the wet ingredients together, I sifted the dry ingredients into it. Then mixed it well until no lumps. Then I transferred it into this microwave safe deep plate. I microwaved it for 5 minutes. And in between I kept an eye on it to make sure that it's not burnt. After taking it out, I did the knife test to check whether the crumb has set. Knife comes out clean, so the cake is done. Then I'm going to make a thick chocolate syrup to pour over the cake. To make this, I've taken the above ingredients. I'm melting all the ingredients together by placing it inside a bowl filled with hot water. Here I'm using honey for the sweetener. And then I microwaved this mixture for 1 minute for a thicker consistency. And finally I poured it over the cake and topped it with some strawberries and blueberries. Before serving, I will keep it in the fridge for half an hour for the chocolate syrup to set. That's it for today. I hope you all enjoyed watching this video. If yes, give a thumbs up and leave your thoughts in the comment section. See you all in another video. Until then, bye. Take care.